Connected the second onkyo up. I mean, that's back surround's all connected now, but I have to do some alterations to what I was originally going to do. Same thing, but just got to make a few little changes. So I'll take the outputs off the off the crown, because that's the stereo outputs there for the rear point surrounds, and then I'll connect that onto the onkyo using one of these connectors, a THX RCA. So no soldering, just wire and tighten them up. Due to postal strike and that, I was waiting for some cable, so I may have to wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month. Everyone. Yeah, so I was just going to tidy up all this back here and move the power distributors, put them down the sides and tidy up the cabling, put it all cable tied over onto down one side. Yeah. Oh. You okay there? Okay. So yeah, not quite near to what I want to do yet, so may take another day or two, because I've got to think it through, because I want it to work, to, you know. This rack is ridiculously heavy. Well, at least only some part of it is. The crown is heavy, the onkyo is heavy. Bearings, they're lightweight. Lucius, they're a bit heavy. There's not much. Pick these up easy. THX is very heavy. And those are kind of a little bit lightish weight. It's a bit strange having them there. And I was thinking maybe thinking of moving those up there, shifting this down a bit. I've already done that the other day. I don't know why I didn't, because it keeps the continuity of the look of the Behringer EP, what they call them, 304s. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Thinking of putting a few more of those in the rack. Maybe remove the Elacius. It's the two of those. Take up more or less that, and I can then use them for the bass shakers. I think two, no, at least three. I've got to use 3 of them, so it still won't take up as much rack space there. So I've got to use 2 channels for the seats, right seat, front, and then back, and then the other channels, centre middle back, and then the next amplifier for left seat, left front, and then rear left back seat. So if I can tidy up, get the cables more tidied up and extended for the crown amplifier, I can push that onkyo in a bit further. Otherwise I can't, because the leads are all tight to back at the back, and if I push it back, push the cables out. I was sort of thinking maybe changing the SA10, but I don't know if there's any kind of cheap processor that would do PL2X and probably be maybe the same height, maybe a little bit less. But I was sort of thinking that to expand it even further, because I've done calculations, and you know what I could probably do with steer, you know, and depending on what's there in a mix, what's there in the layering, and you know what might get steered to certain channels, or create different atmospheric, create different sound presence. Whether it might be below, to the sides, but on the below, up on the side walls, different angles, and just experiment. I was also thinking of maybe a wooden floor, but just not doable really, because make the floor to ceiling height a little bit less then. But I was just watching the movie Glory, and when all the mortars are firing and all the cannons, and then they're sort of impacting in the sand when the regiment's running up, charging towards the Fort Wagner, and you got the camera sort of pulling back while the regiment are charging forward, and all the, you know, in the sand and in the sand. Yeah, it was just getting me thinking, like doing some sort of multi-dimensional panner through sub-bass simulator kaboom project quadruple X.